Hey, Dr. Neil Oza here from Louisiana. How y'all doing? I'm a dentist out over here in Louisiana, and I own two dental assisting schools, and so I'm just doing a little short video talking to you about my experience with MCP, how I got started with starting a dental school, and why I did it. So I'll start off in what my story in 2017. Around that time, I was really struggling to find some good dental assistants in my area. I live in a small town of 20,000 people, and in the past, I was getting close to 30 some odd resumes when I put a job posting out there, and at that time, I was lucky to get five, and the people that were getting in had little to no experience at all in dental assisting. And the people that I did interview, they were horrible. They just didn't know what they were doing. They were coming from schools that were 10 month long schools, and still they didn't know what they were doing. So I was like, you know what, if I can't find the right people, might as well start a school. And so I started doing some research and looking at different programs that were out there, and I found this one particular company that was based out in Scottsdale. And their program was pretty cheap. It's basically they'd give you the curriculum, they'd give you the business catalog, templates, and some marketing pieces, and that was pretty much it. And so I was thinking, oh yeah, using this program, I could start my own school. Well, they didn't provide a lot of information on how to start a school, so it took me close to a year to get it up and running, to get it approved by the Board of Regents. And it was just a lot of paperwork involved with it. I had to go back and forth with the Board of Regents, correcting a lot of the stuff that they wanted, and it just took forever to get the school up and running. And I was getting kind of frustrated at that point, but I was like, I spent all this money on starting a school. I gotta go for it now. And so finally got the school up and running. And then I used my marketing guy, my local marketing guy for my dental practice. I used the same guy for the school, thinking that he would be able to bring in new students. And it was a struggle. I was getting maybe 3 students in the very beginning, and then I got up to about 4, and I just couldn't make it that profitable in the very beginning. And so after about four classes, I was kind of like, it's not really a lot of profit involved with this. And the only good thing that really came out of it was that I was getting good students to become dental assistants, and so I hired a couple of them actually. So that was the only benefit out of it, but I was basically kind of breaking even with the school, and just after about 4 or 5 classes I quit and didn't look at it again for a while, for a couple of years. And then a couple of years go by, and I'm struggling again with finding good dental assistants in the area. The pandemic, it was kind of around the time of the pandemic. And I was like, man, I don't, maybe I should do this thing again. But I didn't really want to go through the whole process because it was just a headache to get it started. And the marketing sucked. I couldn't get, enough students to make it profitable. Well, I ran into a colleague of mine at a party. And this guy, he's a dentist, and he's got 10 dental assisting programs in Louisiana. And so I was asking him, I go, Jared, notice you got 10 of these schools. Do you feel like it's worthwhile to start a school? And he goes, Neil, I'm making more profit out of this than I am in the dental practice. I go, really? And he goes, yeah, you should really look back into doing it. And so this go around, I started researching more people, more companies that were out there. And going through it once and being burned, I knew what questions to ask and what I was looking for. And so I found, through doing a lot of research, I found MCP. And I did a little Zoom presentation with Julian, who's the founder and owner of MCP. And he answered all my questions, and he was really transparent and really, I felt like he knew what he was doing. He's been doing this for 20 some odd years, and he just got a system down. And so I felt really confident about using them. And they costed a little more than what I paid back in 2017, but I felt like it may be worth it because they actually had all their systems in place. So I went ahead and put down the money to start a school, and That first couple of months, they assigned me a compliance officer, and that officer was basically the person who handles setting up your school and getting it approved with the board, which was huge. You know, like the struggles that I went through back in 2017. It cut down on all that crap because by having a compliance officer, they knew the state laws. They handled everything for me basically. You know, I just had to sign the paperwork, get it notarized, and that was it. I didn't have to re-edit the business catalog or any of the stuff like before. And I got the school approved in 6 months, so that was great. And so then once I got the school approved, the next thing we had to do was start marketing. And so they have their own marketing company, and so they helped me out with getting students enrolled. And so they have you get these leads, and you'd contact these leads, and they even have a process on how to turn these leads into students, and they train you on that. So it's like a Zoom meeting every week on regarding that. They show you how to do tours of these of the campus of your school, so that these students will convert into becoming students. And so the first class, I had 6 students, and that first class I broke even with what the money I paid to MCP. And then ever since that point, I've been averaging between 6 to 10 students every class period. And so it's been profitable ever since those first 3 months. So as far as profit and being a passive income type of source of business, it really has become that. In the very beginning, it was just a waiting game, waiting for the school to be approved by the board. But once that was approved, it's been pretty easy. They show you exactly this is how you do things, and as long as you follow what they tell you to do, it works. And the good thing about them is they're very transparent. Julian, I could text him, call him at any time. If there's any concerns about anything, he's the go-to person for those types of things. And they just have a really good system that works. And so I used them for that school. And after about a year, my sister saw what I was doing. She's a dentist as well, and she said, "You know what? I want to start a school in my town too," because the same thing was happening with her. She wasn't getting good dental assistants, and she goes, "Well, if I can't find them, I'm going to go ahead and make them." And so we used MCP again for her school, and it's been just a few months now, and she's already got 6 students enrolled. And so this is the first class, and so their system works. You just have to use it. That's the key part of it. So if you have any questions about starting your school, or on the fence about it, or just need some answers about if it's worthwhile or not, feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to discuss my experiences and talk to you about it. Again, my name is Neil Oza. My number is 225-229-4979. Again, my name is Neil Oza. My number is 225-229-4979. I'd be happy to chat with you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.